Today I'm talking about this part is the last part of filling out your W-4. It's for married taxpayers will have second income, where the second income pushes them over to another tax bracket. So for example, your income alone might put you at the 12% tax bracket. But however, when you consider your spouse's income or your income from your job or your profits, it puts you at a higher bracket. So it's just about making sure you're withholding at the right rate. And it's going to help you compute the additional amount needed. So at the end of the year, to make sure at the end of the year you don't owe. So remember, claiming zero is just not enough. You have to actually make sure you go through the process to figure out what additional amounts need to be withheld. So if you have more than one job, married, filing jointly, you have a spouse and both of you work, and then you have you and your business, if your total earnings is going to exceed $53,000 or $24,450 married, filing jointly, then you have to fill out this portion, the last part of the W-4, which is the two earners / multiple jobs. So like I said previously, it's about making sure you're withholding at the right tax bracket for this income. So it does not take into effect that just because you fill this out correctly, you don't have to pay estimated taxes. Yes, you do have to pay estimated taxes on your profit, but it's just making sure you're withholding in the right tax bracket. Now, estimated taxes, we'll talk about that in the next series of videos, but for right now, we just concentrate and focus on making sure that your W-4 is completed correctly, so at least on your W-2 wages, you don't owe taxes on that portion of it. So this is the very large last page of your W-4, page 4. You start by entering the numbers from the previous pages. So remember in the previous videos, we came up with 8 after filling out the other 2 sections. Then next, we'll find the number from table 1 below with the lowest paying job. So let's say you pay yourself $40,000 and then your profits were $60,000 and then your wife's income was $50,000. In this case, the lowest paying will be $40,000. So we go down and we look for $40,000 here, which would be right here, $35,000 to $40,000. So that's 4. We enter that 4 here. Then in number 3, what we do, if line 1 is more than or equal to line 2. So we look at line 1, and we look at line 2. We see that line 1 is more than line 2. So in this case, if that's the case, we subtract line 2 from 1. So we do 8 minus 4, 4. However, if it's less, we just enter 0. And if it's less, we don't even need to go further, but we have more, so we have to keep going. Then the next thing we do is enter the number from line 2. So we look at the number from line 2, which is 4. Then we enter the number from line 1. We look at the number from line 1, which is 8. And then subtract line 5 from line 4, so we get 4. Then enter the amount from table 2 below that applies to highest paying job. So remember we had 40, 50, 60. So the 40, 50, 60. So we look at this. So that would be between 0 and between 24,901 to 84,450, which would be 500. So we enter that amount in there. Then we multiply line 7 by 6, so that'll be 2,000. And then divide line 8 by the number of pay periods remaining in the year. So basically, this is the amount that needs to be withheld, additional amount that needs to be withheld. If let's say it's almost, paychecks have been going, so let's say you have only 10 periods left in the year, so you have only 10 paychecks left. You divide it by the amount of paychecks you have left. So if you only have 10 paychecks left, you have to withhold additional $200 from each paycheck. And then once you have this number, you go back to page 1, and that will be line 6, and that's additional withholding. So for this taxpayer, based on his income, the right amount of withholding will be 7, and then additional withholding of $200 per paycheck. One last thing I should note here is, previously we made the assumption that line 1 was greater than line 2. So what happens if line 2 was 9? If after you follow the other steps and line 2 was 9, and so this becomes 0. In that case, you stop there. You don't fill out the rest of the W-4, and you go to page 1, and you enter 0 for line 5. And since you didn't fill out the additional portion, this will also be 0. Like what you see? Go ahead and click the subscribe button on the very bottom of this video.
I look forward to seeing you in future videos.